Hello dear students, I welcome you all in a second session, that is basics and scope in life sciences, in a induction program for the students of life sciences organized from 15th to 20th December 2020, organized by Botany for You, an online platform for the student of life sciences. Myself, Dr. Pitambar Humne, founder Botany for You, and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet, MP Dev Memorial Science College, Nagpur. Today, I am going to deliver the lecture on basics and scope in plant sciences. So, first of all, here we will see the basics in plant sciences, and in second part we will see the scope of the plant sciences. Before going to discuss about the plant sciences, first of all we will see now what is the meaning of science. Science is the any system of knowledge that is concerned with the physical world and its phenomena, and that entails unbiased observations and systematic experimentation. Or in general we can say that a science involves a pursuit of knowledge covering general truth or the operations of fundamental laws. Means here it is important that we are talking about the general truth, means that is the science. Or in a very simple way, we can say that the study of anything or any matter that can be experimentally proved at any time. Means whenever we are able to prove the things, to verify the thing with the help of certain observations or with the help of certain experiments, practical basis, then that type of the study of the matter or the things in the universe is included in the science. This science is classified basically into the two parts, means the two branches, that is natural science and second one is social science. Later on, the natural science is classified into the physical science, second one is the life science, and third one is earth or the space science. Again, the physical science is classified into the two branches, that is physical matter and the energy, and chemical matter and the change. So, out of these different branches of the science, through our online platform, we are dealing with life sciences. Here, whenever we are talking about the life sciences, that nothing but the biology. Bio means the living, and logos means to study. Means whenever we are talking about the biology or life sciences, then we are going to study the living organisms. Means it is the branch of the science which deals with the study of living organisms, then we can say that it is biology or life sciences. When we are studying the biology, it includes the various branches like agriculture, medical science, plant science, cell biology, conservation biology, ecology, genetics, pathology, zoology, and marine biology. Today, in this lecture, we are dealing with botany as a plant sciences. But when we have to study the plant sciences or the botany, we will find that it includes the cell biology also, it includes the conservation also, it includes ecology also, it includes genetics also, it includes the marine biology also, it include the pathology also. Means whenever we are studying the different branches of the life sciences, then we will find that all these different branches are very closely related, and at the higher level they are very much similar, and the pattern of the study is also overlapping. Here there are some other vast number of branches of the biology, that is in the form of the specific type of the subject, that is botany, zoology, microbiology, anatomy, morphology, cell biology, histology, then genetics, physiology, taxonomy, embryology, environmental biology, pharmacology, biotechnology, immunology, sociobiology, parasitology, paleontology, then entomology, biophysics, molecular biology, then biomathematics, then biochemistry, bioeconomics, and biogeography. On this basis, we can imagine how the biology is a big subject, or how the life sciences is a big subject. But whenever we have to choose any one from this branch, then you will find that many of the branches of other part, they are included in each subject. If you study the zoology, if you study the microbiology, then also you are studying the genetics in all these things. You are studying the physiology in all these things. You are studying the morphology, cell biology, ecology, and such type of the other things. Hence, we can say that here all these subjects of the biology are closely related. When we are talking about the plant sciences, what are included in the plant sciences as a basic study in the graduation as well as the post graduation, or even in the research. In plant sciences, there is an inclusion of the viruses, mycoplasma, bacteria, cyanobacteria, and these are the basic one which are given as a part of the microbiology in the plant sciences. Then algae, fungi, lichen, plant pathology, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm, and angiosperms. So this include now the classical botany or the classical plant sciences, in which this shows the different categorization of the plants which are found in the universe. In addition to the classical botany or the different type of the plants in the form of the algae, fungi, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm, and angiosperm, we have to study the morphology of the organism, taxonomy of the organism. Anatomy means the internal structure of the organism. Development of embryo means the embryology of the organism. The different metabolic processes, that is a physiology. Then chemical constituents, that is biochemistry. Cell structure and other things, cell biology. Then transmission of characters from one generation to other, that is genetics. Then the components which are involved in the genetics. Then biotechnology, then genetic engineering, ecology and environment, biostatistics, evolution, bioinformatics, economic botany, medicinal plants, and ethnobotany. So generally in the syllabus, right from the UG to PG, these different titles or these different topics are included in this study. When we are talking about the classification of the plants or classification of the organisms, classification of the organism on in a number of kingdoms, it is shows that here there are the two kingdoms which are given by Quarles Linnaeus in 1758. As the living organisms of the universe are classified into two kingdoms, and hence this system of the classification is known as two kingdom system of the classification, in which all the living organisms of the universe are classified into plants, and the second kingdom, that is the animals. Here the basic difference is given in between the plants and the animals, that here the presence of the cell wall in the plants, and here the absence of the cell wall in the plants. Then absence of the locomotion in the plants, and here the presence of the locomotion in the plant. Whenever we are talking about the higher organism, the locomotion is found to be absent. But when we are talking about the lower organism, then even there is a presence of the locomotion. Then mode of the nutrition, that they do not eat because the plants have their own system, that is photosynthesis, which is responsible to carry out or to synthesize their own food material. But this system of the taking nutrients, that all the animals, they eat the food in the form of the organic matter. Then response to external stimuli in the form of the sense organ, which is the characteristic feature of the plant of the animals, but this type of the system is absent in the plants. But then also there are many plants having such type of the ability, or even there are many components in the plant which are able to detect the certain stimuli from the environment and also respond with respect to it. The second system of the classification, that is given by Robert H. Whittaker in 1969, and that is the total number of living organisms of the universe are classified into the 5 different kingdoms. The first one, that is Monera, second one Protista, third one, that is Plantae, fourth one Fungi, and fifth one is Animalia. Here first of all, the organisms are classified into the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. This difference is made on the basis of nucleus, that is a karyon. Pro means the first and eu means the advanced. Means the first or the primitive nucleus is there, that the nucleus without nuclear membrane, that is known as the prokaryote, and all the organisms showing the cell type or the prokaryotic, they are included in the Monera. While the other organisms, they are considered as a eukaryotic with the nuclear membrane. These eukaryotic organisms are classified into the two groups, that is unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. The unicellular organisms of eukaryotes are kept in a protista, while the multicellular organisms are again classified into the two parts on the basis of presence and absence of the cell wall. All the organisms which are placed in the group with the presence of the cell wall, that include the Plantae, and second one is the Fungi. And the plant and the organisms without cell wall, which is the characteristic feature of the animals, and hence the animals are separated. Again, these organisms on the basis of the mode of nutrition, they are classified into the two types, that is phototrophic as well as the heterotrophic. Means those organisms which has the ability to carry out the process of the photosynthesis, they are classified into the phototrophic organism, and the other plants which do not have the ability to carry out the process of the photosynthesis, they are kept in a heterotrophic mode of the nutrition, and that include the fungi. And in this way, according to the Whittaker's classification, here the total number of the living organisms are classified into Monera, Protista, Plantae, Fungi, and the Animalia, that is in the 5 groups, and hence this system of the classification is considered as a 5 kingdom system. So here we have the two different type of the classification, which is first one, that is given by the Carl Linnaeus, that is 2 kingdom system, and second one by the Robert H. Whittaker, and that is known as the 5 kingdom system of the classification. In the recent years, this 5 kingdom system of the classification is introduced right from the high school to onwards. Now, when we are talking about the plants or the plant sciences, the plants are classified into the different groups on the basis of their structure of the body as well as other characters. Here, the first of all, the plants are classified on the basis of the organization of the body. In one group, the plant body have differentiated, and that differentiation is in the form of different parts. But whenever we are talking about that, if the body is not differentiated, then they are kept under the Thallophyta, which include the algae and fungi. Later on, the plant body, which is differentiated, in which again there are the two classes, that without specialized vascular tissue, means the phloem and the xylem, they are not found in one group and they are very well developed in the other group. So, the plants without phloem and the xylem or the vascular tissue, they are considered as a bryophytes, and the plants with phloem and the xylem, they are considered as the vascular plants. Now, these vascular plants again are classified into the two groups on the basis of development of the seed. The plants which do not produce the seed, they are kept in a pteridophyta, and the plants which produce seed, they are kept in a spermatophyta. Spermato means the seed. Now, here again the spermatophytes, that is the seed producing plants, are classified into the two groups. That is, one is the seed is naked, and the second group, that the seed is closed, that is, it is inside the fruit. So, the naked seed that comes under the gymnosperm, and the seed which is enclosed inside the fruit, that comes under angiosperms. Here it is a Greek word, and that is gymnor, means the naked, sperm means the seed, and hence it is the gymnosperm. So, in these plants, here there is not the development of the seed, not the development of the fruit, and directly on the plant body there is a development of the seed. But in case of the angiosperm, there is a development of the fruit and the seed is present inside the fruit, hence it is known as the seed is enclosed or the closed seed, or the seed is present inside the fruit. Here again, on the basis of number of cotyledons in the plant body, that is 2 cotyledons and 1 cotyledon, they are classified into the dicotyledons and the monocotyledons. And in this way, when we are talking about the evolution of the organism, that is from the thallophyte to the angiosperm, means algae, fungi, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperm and angiosperm. In angiosperm, dicot and then the monocot. So, from the algae to the monocot, we find this evolution, that from the simplicity, here there is a introduction of complexity during this course of the evolution of these plants from origin to the modern plants. Now the question arises, why to study plant science? Just think for a while, if plants stop to absorb carbon dioxide from that environment, every living organism who are heterotrophs or the animals, they are absorbing the oxygen and release carbon dioxide. So, within very short period of the time, there will be the tremendous increase in the carbon dioxide concentration in the nature. It will cause the global warming and the world will not be there. One more thing, that the food that we are taking, that comes from the plant, that may the directly or maybe the indirectly. The study of plants is important for a number of reasons. The plants are a fundamental part of life on earth. They generate the oxygen, food, fiber, fuel and medicine that allow higher life forms to exist. Every living organism other than the plants is existed in the universe only because of the presence of the plants on this planet. The plants are also absorb carbon dioxide, a significant greenhouse gas, through photosynthesis. A good understanding of plant is crucial to the future of human societies as it allows us to. We are getting the food material from the plants. Means each and every living organism in the environment is completely dependent upon the process of the photosynthesis that is carried out by the plants for its mode of the nutrition. Though the organism may be the herbivore or the organism may be the carnivore, both type of the organisms are depend upon the plants for their mode of nutrition. Because whenever we are talking about the flesh, fish, chicken, mutton, etc., then also all this food material basically comes from the plants because they feed on the plant body, and if the plant body is not there, there will not be the possibility of the development of such type of the flesh in the universe. To understand the fundamental life processes, if you see that the different discoveries and experimentations that are carried out on the plants because of even the ethical issues, because to do the experiments with the plant is easy than the animals or the other organisms. The best example for it is given by the John Gregor Mendel, who is considered as a father of genetics, who has carried out his basic research experiments on the pea plant, and now we know that the type of the pattern of inheritance that is given by the Mendel, that is exactly happening in each and every living organism in the universe. The another example which is given by the Barbara McClintock, who has been discovered the jumping gene in the maize, that is also found in other organisms. So on this basis we can say that the fundamental different processes which are carried out in the different living organisms that can be easily understood with the help of plants. Then utilize the medicines and other materials. Most of the herbal medicines are in the market, that all the herbal medicines or even the other medicines which directly or indirectly comes from the plants. In addition to that, we are taking the cloths, cotton, coffee, tea, alcohol and all other matters that come from directly the plants. Then to understand the environmental changes, we know that depending upon the type of the environmental condition, there is growth of the plant, and hence the plants are the basic organisms in the universe which are responsible for the indication of the environmental condition. So that as an indicator of the different environmental condition, the plant are responsible to understand all type of the environmental changes also. And because of this, we can consider each and every need that is fulfilled by the plants, and hence it is very much important to study the plants to fulfill our basic needs for today, tomorrow also. When we are talking about the scope of the plant sciences in different sectors for the services, here there are in the form of as a botanist, when we have the post graduation or PhD in the particular subject. There are various type of the scope, and these scopes are beyond the time limit of this lecture. I have tried here some of the sectors to include in it. This is just an overlook in the subject, because to complete everything in one lecture is not possible. Here anyone can work as a ecologist, and the ecologist realize the environmental threat to plants and trees and act towards climatic control and protection of plant species. They play a major role in protecting the ecosystem. Then as a florist is a professional who specialized in the sale of flowers and making bouquet. They are usually engaged with the companies involved with floristry or work with the retail firm or wholesale market. Then taxonomist, that is the taxonomist identifies and classifies the plant species, and classification is done on the basis of various physical and biological characteristics of plants. Then as agriculturist, that is an agriculturist develop and produce disease resistant crop for consumption humans, and also find the pest and the weed control solutions for the crop improvement. Because whenever we are talking about the growth of the population in the universe, it is continuously increasing, and with increase in the population there is need of the food as well as the other necessities, and for that we must have the availability of the food material for the consumption or for the energy to each and every organism, and to fulfill it there is need to produce maximum amount of the food. Then as a researcher, that the some botanists work in the laboratories as a researcher and they perform the experiments associated with the plant species. Then what are the different sectors where the peoples of the botany or as a botanist you can work? The scope of the career for a botanist is high, as there are various sectors where is a need of botanist. Some of the sectors where the botanist can get a job are as follows. These are very few ones that I have included in this lecture. In addition to that, there are many things or the many industries or the many laboratories where the botanist can work. Here the agriculture sector, pharmaceutical industry, wildlife or the forest department, then research institutes, and even the educational institutes like the colleges and universities. Then a botanist can apply to various organizations and institutes in India or even in the abroad also, where there is an opening for the job positions. Some of the leading organizations in India that hires a botanist are given as follows. That is Central Council for the Research in Homeopathy. Then second one is the Wildlife Institute of India, Forest Research Institute, then Union Public Service Commission or the State Public Service Commissions, through which there are the vacancies for the Department of Forest. Then G.B. Pant Institute of Education and sorry, I forgot this one. Recruitment for the research associate. Then Bombay Natural History Society and Botanical Survey of India. So these are the different sectors where the botanist can work. Then scope in the plant sciences as a researcher. Here the type of sectors are given for the researcher where anyone can enter as a researcher, that are the plant cytology and histology, then plant anatomy and morphology, plant physiology and ecophysiology, then ecology and biogeography of plants, then phytosociology, plant diversity and conservation biology, plant phylogeny, paleobotany means the study of the plant fossils, plant genetics, molecular biology and biochemistry, then phytopathology means the study of the diseases of the plants, then molecular cell biology, biotic interaction and symbiosis, which is also the topic of the ecology, water relations and the gas exchange, population genetics and ecology, mycorrhizae, then rhizobia, phytomedicine, stress physiology, cell signaling and gene regulation, genome studies and molecular genetics, horticulture, even the research in the fruits, vegetables, ornamentals means the ornamental plants, then greenhouse and alternative crops. That alternative crops, we have now the new concept of the development of the hydroponics which is also one of the sector for the alternative crops, then pest management, entomology, plant pathology and the weed science, then agronomy, then production of the grains, production of the forage, then industrial and alternative crops, then soil management, then plant breeding, meteorology, then post harvest biology and plant production system. So, any one person from the plant sciences can enter in these variety of the research sectors for the research. As earlier in the first lecture of this induction program, we have seen that to enter as a researcher, we must be focused and the research must be our aim oriented instead of for getting the degree, so that we can get the success in the research. Some of the emerging trends in the field of plant sciences are nanobiotechnology, then herbal technology, plant genomics, proteomics, plant biotechnology, bioinformatics and biodiversity informatics. So that anyone who is interested to enter in a plant sciences as a researcher, we can select such diverse fields from the different branches in the plant science. And according to the interest, according to the availability, we can choose the particular branch, and so that we can get the success if we have the own interest in the research. Why plant biology research? Because here the plants are related to the human health and the civilization. If you see the history of the civilization of the human beings, you will find that it starts with the agriculture. Earlier, the human beings were in a nomadic habit, but later on, because of the development of the agriculture, now the human population start to settle at one particular place, and hence even for the medicine and the food material, the humans are completely dependent upon the plants right from its civilization. Then plants and the environment. As earlier we have seen that the plants are indicators of the many environmental conditions, and because of that the plants are responsible to maintain the healthy environment in the nature. Then unique and the scientifically interesting properties of the plant in the form of the plant development, in the form of the biochemistry and the physiology. The role of plants in the global warming, that we know that the amount of carbon dioxide increase in the atmosphere is responsible for the global warming, but at the same time the plants are responsible for the absorption of the carbon dioxide. And because of the absorption of the carbon dioxide, here we are able to maintain the concentration of the carbon dioxide optimum in the environment, and that is carried out only because of the plants, and hence it is necessary to plant the plants. The plants in agriculture, the plants in the medicine and industry, because we are completely dependent upon the agriculture for our basic need of the food. Even most of the medicines which comes from the plants, and hence it is important to study the plants for our health. Then most of the industries are even agro based industries, or the industries based on the product which are coming from the agriculture, and hence there is necessity to increase the production to provide the good food material, quality medicines, as well as the other different products which are coming from the industry or the agro based industries. And the plants and the origin of the modern biology. Whenever we are talking about the development of the modern biology, we have seen that here the basic things, just like to that of the experiments which is given by the Mendel, that come from the study of the plants. And hence, if we want to become healthy, if we want to conserve the environment, if we want to conserve this planet, it is important to study the plant biology or the plant sciences. Whenever anyone is a specialist in a particular subject by entering as a researcher, he will have the job opportunities in the various sectors in India and abroad. Some of the sectors here are given, that is aquatic biologist, then biochemist, then biophysicist, as a botanist, conservationist, environmental scientist, herbarium keeper like to in the Botanical Survey of India, then nursery managers, then plant breeder, tissue culturist, and even the tree surgeon. Some of the job offering companies which are working in India are Agri Science Park, then ICRI SAT, then Bilag Industries Private Limited, Deccan Florabase, then Flowers of India, Golden Floriculture, Labland Biotechs, then Monsanto, and National Research Institute of Medical and Aromatic Plants. In addition to this, there are several research institutes in India and abroad. More than 30 research institute links are given on our website, that is www.botanyforyou.com. So you can go through this website and find the important links, so that you will come to know the availability of the different research institutes, and even you can find the job as a researcher in such institutes. In addition to the specific type of the job, here some other jobs are also there, that is in the form of the teaching fields in the high school or the junior college or the senior college, or in the postgraduate institutes or in the universities. Everywhere the plant science is one of the basic subject. Then research field, then industries, then the plant identification services to the Botanical Survey of India, and where there is a need, that is the pharmaceutical industries or even the other industries which are agro based. Then landscape industries, environmental consultancies, then natural resource centers, and even the marketing fields of the agro based product or the plant based product. In addition to this, here the other sectors which are not restricted to the plant sciences, means anyone who have studied the plant sciences but he or she is not interested to do the job in the same sector, then there are other opportunities also which are available to the others. That is, we can enter through the competitive examination like the railways, banking, staff selection commission, Maharashtra Public Service Commission, or the State Public Service Commission in the other states. Then UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. Here in the MPSC and the UPSC, we can again take the plant sciences as one of the optional subject. Then in the defense, all official jobs where there is a requirement in the governments and the privates, and even the private classes, which is one of the new sector in our country. So in this way, after the completion of our education from the plant sciences, we can enter through the different sectors in the job also. So if anyone is focused and having the good knowledge of the subject, he can grab the opportunity available in the market. So other again opportunities are there, or the scope is there in the form of entrepreneur. So anyone who is interested in the development of the entrepreneurship, instead of doing the service at one of the organization or the firm or the industry, so that in the entrepreneurship development there are the different sectors, and out of that the mushroom cultivation is one of them. We know that the mushroom is the highest source of the protein, and it can provide a very good food. So we can develop an industry or small scale industry or the medium scale industry or even the large scale industry based on the mushroom cultivation. Then floriculture, that is the cultivation of the plants for the flowers. then gardening and the landscaping, then development of the biofertilizers, then plant tissue culture and the nursery, means with the help of tissue culture we can develop the plants and create the nurseries for the sale of the plants. Then medicinal plant cultivation, many plants are purchased or taken by the different pharmaceutical industries, and for that they need the suppliers of the medicinal plant, so that we can cultivate the medicinal plant also. Then organic food production, even this is now the new concept that everyone is looking for the organic food, because the food which is available in the market coming from the use of the chemical fertilizers, which are very much harmful to the body in future, and because of that here the many peoples are in the search of organic food. So to produce the organic food is one of the entrepreneurship development in the society. Then development of the seed industry, even there are the many seed industries are working in the country, so we can develop again the seed industry also. And instead of the development of the new seed industry, even we can develop the seed industry for the wild plants, so that we can get again the quality and the organic food. Then even the person from the plant sciences or the botany can enter in the food processing industry also. So in addition, we can say that instead of the services, there is again the scope in the entrepreneurship development. If the will is there, we will have the solution. So thank you very much for your patiently listening. Kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel, and also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on Life Science Titles. Thanks a lot. Thank you.